The social reform of the Progressive Era was between the years of 1896 and 1917. At this time, immigrants made up the majority of the workers in industrial jobs, with a huge boom of over 21 million new people coming into the United States between 1880 and 1914. Large corporations knew that this vulnerable population would be easy to take advantage of and were able to get away with paying low wages for long hours of labor in order to turn a profit. At this time, there were not many policies to protect individuals' basic rights to health, safety, and anti-discrimination. The factory inspectors during this time regularly published accounts of disasters that occurred in factories due to unsafe working conditions, including fires, amputations, and explosions, resulting in many deaths. Muckrakers took this opportunity to expose corporations by publishing these injustices through investigative journaling and photography. At this point, the push for reform propelled local and state governments. Voters were given the opportunity to elect state senators and therefore giving the people a voice for change. This was the peak of the Progressive Era, in which certain regulations on all employers, pharmaceutical companies, and landlords were finally being enacted. This also included putting an age limit on laborers. This is great for the progressives unless you are anyone but a white man. Many politicians were still incredibly discriminatory. People of color, immigrants, and women were not allowed to vote, and it wouldn't be until 1919 when the women's suffrage finally won and gave them that right. And it wouldn't be until 1930 when minimum wage was put into law. One of the biggest advocates for minimum wage was Franklin Roosevelt, who during his presidency advocated for the welfare of women and children and the health and safety of all. He also helped establish national parks and protected natural resources. Progressive era reformer Jane Addams recognized the injustices of welfare for the poor and opened Hull House in order to house incoming immigrants from Europe. Hull House was run by volunteers who provided a myriad of services and education. Another Progressive era icon included Ida B. Wells, one of the founders of the NAACP, which fought against prejudice against the people of color and the use of lynching. While great strides were made during the Progressive Era, the United States would still be looked upon as a reluctant welfare state, as the government was only required to provide minimal funds to those in need. Even with the large change in the 20 years of this era, the United States is still lacking in the welfare of the poor and vulnerable populations.